second one. All right, here we go. Hey guys, it's Fleccas. We're out here at the impeachment rally, march, protest thing, downtown LA. People want Trump and Pence to go. Let's find out where. Fleccas talks.
So I just bought this, and it's like, I'm here. We are here to change the world, and to be the change we want to see in the world.
These people have never been told no in their life. Mommy and daddy have just paved the way for them to become adult versions of babies. They're just adult babies.
This is my little maraca that I use. Love Trump's hate.
I don't support any president. They're all puppets.
Who did you vote for?
Nobody.
Who do you think is better than Trump?
Nobody.
Do you want any government at all?
We the people, baby.
All right, let's see how that works.
But I do find myself, every time I see him on TV, my middle finger goes up. It's just an automatic response. It's better than this, which I guess people in middle America are doing.
Who am I here with?
It's Sabo.
Sabo, nice to meet you, man. What are we doing here today?
I'm trying to get laid.
And the hat lights up. I made the hat.
Very cool. Hat lights up, made the hat?
Yeah, the hat lights up. There's a couple of lights on it, so if we're partying into the night or it gets dark. I'm also Native American.
Who do you think the leaders of the Democratic Party are right now?
I'd say Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders.
What do you think of Bernie's investigation?
His investigation?
They're investigating Bernie, the FBI is.
Oh, yeah. I'm not as informed on that as I ought to be.
I was originally a Bernie supporter, but it's essentially I was trying to avoid the worst choice.
What do you think about Bernie getting investigated right now?
I have not heard anything about that.
Well, you couldn't get behind Hillary?
Not exactly. I know it was a tough call, so I went for Bernie and Jimmy Kimmel.
She had her issues, and I don't think she's in it for the right reasons, and I don't really, bigger picture, she made a lot of money as a public servant, and it's kind of sketchy when people make money in politics.
Right, but the planet's turning a corner. The corner just got bigger. I don't know if I'll still be in this body when it turns the corner into the golden age, but as far as, what people who've seen the future, we do make it. It is going to happen. And this is my last time here on planet Earth, and I might visit, but I am done. I've broken the cycle of birth and death, and it's like a lot of us are waking up, not just politically, but spiritually, and to who we are and where we're from. And I'm a starseed from, another place, but it's common. And how can people in middle America just sit there and eat their Cheetos and just agree? I'm like, huh? I mean,
which crime though are you talking about for him to be impeached?
Oh, gosh. I would say obstruction of justice.
Where'd you see that?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Where? In which situation?
Oh, with the FBI director.
I don't understand how you can still be out here, protesting for impeachment and saying you want him to be impeached and saying that Russia's involved. I mean, you watched the Comey hearing and he blatantly said that there was no involvement with Russia at all.
What did you think when Comey spoke under oath and he spoke about Russia and how it wasn't really a real big thing?
Oh, gosh. I think I was working that day.
Do you think Russia's an issue?
I think it's a big issue. Yeah.
Where are you seeing the ties and where are you seeing the problems with Trump and Russia?
I see that he's giving them information that he shouldn't be.
Where do you see that?
On the news.
Which information are you talking about?
The information that he gave that the...
what do we want to impeach Trump for?
Corruption, collusion with the enemy.
Which enemy?
Russia, of course. I mean, it's so obvious.
So the news is saying Russia isn't real.
After Fox broadcast their erroneous nonsense, they just move on.
But the story that they were pushing, the Russia story, they said that it pretty much isn't non-existent.
No, that's Fox's take on it. That's not the truth.
Did you hear about the CNN stuff that came out, though? That was all about how Russia's a made-up story? And then did you hear about the 17 agencies? It was actually only 3. It was all from the Obama administration. They're not working for the government anymore?
Yeah, I heard something about it this morning. But basically, Trump is a danger not only to the country, but to the world.
It's an interesting turnabout that then now they try and claim, it's all just fake news. I think that's not true.
What did you think of the videos that came out of CNN this week that show that Russia is basically like a rating story and they're kind of pushing that narrative?
Well, just because it's a rating story doesn't mean there's not truth to it. The people.
Dan Jones called it a nothing burger.
It's not a nothing burger.
Communism is not trendy.
I feel like these people are just miserable and they just hate and they're just...
Why do they hate America so bad?
I don't know.
What country is better than America?
Nowhere. America is the greatest place that you can live, people. Greatest place ever. You're free to do whatever you want and be whoever you want and accomplish anything that you want.
Exactly. You can be a politician who is super corrupt and an evil witch and run for president and almost win. That's the land of opportunity. Who did you vote for?
I voted for Hillary.
Did you have any issues with Hillary before you voted?
Not really. At the end of the day, the whole email thing seems so minuscule in comparison to what's going on right now.
What did you think about the information that came out from the emails, though?
At the end of the day, my heart was with her because I believed in the same kind of way that Obama, their heart is in the right place.
My name is Aida Thomas. I'm from Mexico.
Very cool. And how long ago did you come over from Mexico?
I've been here 35 years, yes.
And you're a Trump supporter?
Of course, yes.
And tell me why.
Well, one of the reasons I couldn't vote for Hillary was because she provided weapons to the cartels, as is already well known.
Fast and the Furious.
Right, she and Obama provided weapons for the cartels. I do love this country. It's not that I didn't vote for her because I care only for Mexico. I'm an American citizen by choice. And also all her lies and Benghazi, all the lies. This is worse corruption than what I've seen in Mexico, because in Mexico the corruption is only local, while with Hillary and Obama it's international. Actually, they cause effect all over the world, not just within the country. So they're very dangerous people.
What did you think of Obama's bombing in the Middle East?
Obama's bombing in the Middle East. I don't think I have enough information to actually have a lot to say about it. But once again, I think a lot of times when you're not somebody that might be extremely political and know absolutely everything that's going on, you have to kind of go with your heart, with who you believe is going to represent you and your choices and how you would proceed and do things if you had all of that information. So
kind of go with trust the gut.
Trust the gut, exactly.
He needs to resign so he doesn't have to be impeached.
What do you think he should be impeached for, though?
The emoluments clause.
The emoluments clause. If a foreign government gives him money and they have business for the United States, you can't expect that to be honest.
Who did you vote for?
I voted for Hillary Clinton.
What are you going to impeach him for? The whole Russia thing?
Well, he's mean.
Oh, he's mean. Yeah, Trump can be mean. He can hurt my feelings a little bit. Well, grow up. This is not child's play. Be a grown, I hate to say that word, which I was about to say, but be a grown person. Find out the information for yourself. Stop digesting everything that you've been given to since you were a child. Now, we understand it's not their fault. I grew up understanding Democratic Party. I grew up supporting that. But I woke up because I started getting my own facts, my own information, and started realizing how much I've been lied to.
It was interesting. We were walking with the protesters today, and they had the people on the bullhorns, and all they were shouting was the same 4 or 5 things. No KKK, no fascism, no nuclear war.
No Trump, no KKK, no fascist USA.
What do you guys, what points are these even making? The KKK was started by the Democratic Party.
Do you think the KKK is an issue in the USA?
Yes.
Where is it an issue?
White supremacy.
Fascism, look at Antifa. They're the ones that are beating people up for speaking their minds, a leftist organization.
What do you think of Antifa?
Antifa? They're pretty admirable sometimes. Yeah, because they engage in direct action.
They also partake in some violence, too.
Yeah, well, sometimes violence is necessary.
And no nuclear war. Yeah, we agree. We don't want a nuclear war either.
Nuclear war? Hell no! Nuclear war? Hell no! Muslim ban? Hell no!
It's not a Muslim ban. It's a temporary travel ban on 6 states, 4 of which Obama was bombing, 4 or 5 of which Obama was bombing for years, dropped over 20,000 bombs. And, they would just want a free flow of people to flow into this country when we're looking at what's happening over in Europe, and there's a terrorist attack almost every week. People are getting, mowed down in the streets. There's a rampant sexual assault, and it's trying to be suppressed by a lot of the, EU controlling parties. But I have to ask people a question. 10 years ago, if your 18-year-old daughter said, I want to go travel around Europe, I'm sure a lot of people would be like, yeah, go nuts, go experience the culture. Would you have the same answer today?
No. If she wanted open borders, think that would have been an issue, especially with the refugee stuff going on right now?
It's not that much of a threat.
You don't think so?
No.
What about Europe?
What about it?
There's a lot of terrorist activity going on in Europe, a lot of rapes, a lot of murders.
There's a lot of rapes and murders in this country, and it's caused by Americans that way outweigh the one or two knuckleheads over there.
When it comes to the travel ban, you think that we could maybe learn from Europe's mistake of having very liberal borders?
No, because this is, it doesn't say RSVP on the Statue of Liberty. Not to quote the movie Clueless, but it's true. It doesn't say RSVP on it. It says, give me your tired, give me your weak, give me your poor.
What about in Europe with all the terrorism and the deaths and the rape and the crime?
Well, that's it's unfortunate, but we can't blame that. Raping, there was crime and rape and all that stuff happening in Europe before refugees came there.
The numbers are very high compared to what they were. They are skyrocketing. Sweden's basically getting destroyed. The UN said Sweden will be a third world country by 2030.
I didn't hear that until right now.
Rapes, the murders, the violent crimes have all gone through the roof since the refugees have been coming in. There's no-go zones where the police won't even go anymore.
No, they haven't.
You don't think so? You think Sweden's like it was a few years ago?
Say that again?
You think Sweden is the same as it was a few years back?
I don't know anything about Sweden.
Do you think London and France are the same as they were a few years back?
I couldn't tell you.
So then why is it not true? What I'm saying.
I don't know what you're saying.
Why you don't think refugees have been increasing violence and rape in Europe?
I wouldn't know. I don't know.
They are.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Trump is playing into the ISIS narrative when he seems to imply that there's a conflict of civilizations between Muslims and non-Muslims. The fact is the conflict is between reasonable people of all religions, including the vast majority of Muslims, and a small fringe of crazy people. It is the dream of ISIS to convince nearly 1.5 billion Muslims that there's this clash of civilizations, and unfortunately some of Trump's comments have unwittingly aided that effort.
Do you think what's going on in Europe is not a telltale sign of poor immigration policies?
You asked for what? You asked me whether you could ask one question. Yes. I made it very clear to you I was going to answer one question. I answered one question. You picked the question. We're done.
So we're done talking.
Okay.
Thank you so much. So you voted for Trump. You've always been a Trump supporter since he started?
When I moved to this country 35 years ago, I read his book, The Art of the Deal, and I thought, oh my God, this guy should run for president.
Do you have any friends that are here illegally?
No.
Like, illegal immigrant is different from like a criminal. Like So do you have any friends? You don't have any friends?
She's my friend, and she's here legally, but she's been here for 30 years.
Legally?
Yeah,
I've never been here illegally. I always been legal from day one.
Yes. I know some people that are here illegally, and they're very nice people, and they're in the process of getting their paperwork, and it's not an instant thing, and they've come from situations where their life at home wasn't ideal, and they came here and they're getting themselves sorted out. I don't know anybody here who's illegal right now that intends to stay illegal. And I know that it's going to become harder and harder to become a legal citizen here.
Yeah, it's true, but the problem is that there's a lot of people that have been here for like 20 years or more, and they haven't made the slightest effort to become legal. Yeah. And so that makes it a problem for themselves because they're not doing anything about it, and they have plenty of opportunities. It's not easy, but they should.
President Vicente Fox, have you seen the videos he sends to Trump? You should check him out. It'd be good to talk about on your show because he's hilarious. I wish he could be our president, but I'm going to go, guys. This has been a great conversation.
Good talking to you.
Yeah, man, it's fun.
President Fox was the most corrupt president, and the Mexicans believe in him because he was educated in Harvard. He spoke perfect English. He was well-versed on international laws, and he had a lot of money and knew a lot of people, and we thought in Mexico that he was going to do a good job, and it turned out to be more corrupt along with his wife, so I don't know why you love President Fox.
He's funny.
Yeah, I like it. I'd have to look into that.
All right, we're at the protest still. I'm here with John. John, we spoke to a few months back at this point, on the overpass.
Those words are just words until action actually starts. And actions speak louder than words, but at the same time, words speak louder than actions because sometimes it's the right thing to do.
Very cool. John, good to see you again.
And I see you too.
What are we protesting today?
Today is Trump's impeachment to get him out of office and to get him mentally evaluated, which is the 5150.
So you're looking out for his health and the people?
Yes.
That's nice of you.
Because personally, you have to be mentally fit. It's, common sense. You have to be mentally fit to go for office and to stay in office. And the decisions that he's making and the way he's, presenting himself, even the government and Congress is like, oh shit, we shouldn't put that guy in there.
Where are you seeing some of the issues and like how he's contradicting himself and how he's not acting professionally?
Woo, I mean, just look at his performance when he goes to his own rallies. He's saying, well, we say fuck Trump, but he's saying, I don't really want to say what he's saying. It's kind of, I'm not a big swear, but
what is it?
Just I'm gonna say maybe
he's saying. Wait, is he saying something that as like a chant or something?
Yeah, kind of.
So what is it?
Woo, there's like how many? There's a lot.
I lost counting too.
Yeah, I lost count. There's just.
Let's go get that, maybe? Yeah.
Yeah, I got a few things. That's all you know how to say. That's all you know how to say. Uncle Tom. Uncle Tom. It's your Uncle Tom right there. That's all you know how to say. To your race. That's all you know how to say. Uncle Tom. You're Uncle Tom. I run a black boy. You're a sellout to your race. You're Uncle Tom. You're Uncle Tom. You're Uncle Tom. You're an Uncle Tom. That's all you say. That's all you can say. That's all you say. And all you can say. That's all you can say. Yeah. You're a pig. You're that. You're that pig. You call him a pig, you piece of shit. Who the f*** call you?
No fighting. No fighting. No fighting. No fighting.
Get out of here.
No fighting.
Yeah, show it to me, you country stuff. Get out of here. Hey, don't f*** me. You. You bitch. You mother. I'll show you black bladder.
Fleccas Talks. We're in it. Fleccas Talks, baby. Wow, what a day. What action.
So people like that are here. I'm guessing you fall in line with the Trump side. So what do you think of like people coming out here and marching that are sort of against stuff like that? Do you support that?
I support their right to peacefully protest, free speech. I'm all about that. I'm also a free market person, so if you're going to peacefully protest a stupid idea, the free market allows me to come here and say, no, that's stupid, it doesn't make sense, and, it's the free market in every level. So I'm completely cool with people coming here peacefully protesting, no violence, no hate speech, and, yeah, why not?
Yeah, totally. We agree on that.
Cool. Good talking to you, man.
You too.
I hope all the good things in the world happen to you. She lost to Bernie in the primary, basically, and they cheated.
That's what I mean. I really like Hillary Clinton because she helped us get rid of Bernie Sanders, and we're not a socialist country like he wanted to. And so they eliminated each other.
It was perfect. It was so easy. And then Donald Trump just played the whole game like a game of chess.
Yes, that's how it is.
Loved it. Great talking to you. You're my favorite person I interviewed today.
Thank you.
All right. Fleccas Talks, another good day in the books. A lot of good stuff here, a lot of good action. Lots of people acting from feelings as usual. Lots of smart people on the right as usual. Like, share, comment, all the good stuff. Thank you guys for watching. New one coming soon. Fleccas Talks. Dope.